Good morning, dear learners. Welcome to teaching learning session. Today we'll start with a new topic, that is course mode, that is MMPM 009 retail management. And in today's lecture, we'll try to cover up an overview of retail sector, right? As we all know that retailing encompasses the sales of goods or services to the end customer for personal consumptions of the household usage, right? Retail is the last leg of distribution system, right? That retailing through retailing, we provide these services or goods to the customer, right? And at indulge, this retailing includes a range of products from small stitching needle to the luxury cars. The main aim of any business is to provide services or goods to the customer who finally consumes that product, right? That is the basic main of any of the business. And retailing is that part of the business, or the retailing encompasses that which sales our goods and services to the end customer who consumes our goods and the services, right? And this retailing is the last leg of distribution system of consumer goods and the services. Retailer conveys the retailers conveys the demand pattern of the customers. Through the retailing, we come to know about the demand pattern of the customer, because the retailer communicates. That it is the retailer who communicates with the customer, with the end customer, and tries to understand the requirements and the needs of the customers, and the consuming, and try to understand the demand and the consuming pattern of the customers and convey it to the businesses, right? So a retailer conveys the demand pattern of the customers, right, in their geographical areas, right? And as per the feedback given by the retailer, the manufacturer or producers can accordingly plan their production and the marketing strategy. So retailing plays a very important role. That is a retail. That retail is, say you can say a retail is that retail should, we can say that retail is that. Sector of the business which communicates the demand pattern of customer to the uh, business houses, and helps the consumer which helps the consumer to take these goods and these services from, produced by the manufacturer, right? Some retailers expand their business by opening their own chains of outlets, and gradually retailing becomes an independent business, moving away from the influence of the control of the marketers. Firstly, it was this retailing was under the influence of the marketers or the company, right? Then again, few of the businesses started opening their own retailing chains, right, and thus become an independent business, moving away from the clutches of the or influence of the control of the marketers, like AGO, like Reliance outlets have started their retailing store, like Tanishq started by the data. All these have expanded their business by opening their own chains, right? This category of retail business is referred as an organized retailer as compared to the unorganized retailer or the private retailer. This Tanishq, AGO, and all these are known as the organized retailer, while the kirana store of any colony or of any mohalla is known as unorganized retailer, right? So unorganized, or that these category of retail business is known as the organized retailer compared to the traditional retailer or the private enterprise, which is known as the unorganized business. That kirana store in any colony is known as unorganized retailer, while the shops opened by the big stores, or the where there is a hierarchy, a well defined pattern of working, right, a working culture or a style is there, that is known as the organized retailing. Organized retailer, as their business processes and systems are well defined, right? And operate in various legislation related to the business establishment. There is a well-defined hierarchy, right? Whenever you go to a metro shop or a Reliance mall or a Setmax or to any or to Tanishq or any other retail outlet which is organized, there is a well-defined hierarchy, there is a well-defined business process, right? In organized retailing, there is a well-defined business process, while in an unorganized sector or in an unorganized retailing, there is no well-defined processes. These new retail businesses require a huge capital investment. Therefore, a large business houses or a large investors entered in this domain, right? Apart from these offline retailers, offline stores, there is another form of retailing that is known as online retailing, or online retailers are there, right? Increased usage of smartphone, availability of internet services has contributed to the growth of online retail in many developing countries and across the globe, right? So online services, online retailer plays a very important role. Amazon and Flipkarts are the two successful players in e-marketing, offering merchandise in all categories, specifically in India, right? Whenever people want to purchase something, that that is Amazon, Flipkart, Zepto, right? Then Big Basket. There are many online retailers which plays a very important role. And this apart from, there are the categories retailers like Nika, like Mintra, like eBay, and Sheen, Misho, Mama Earth, and many others name, right? They have the Shopifying operation in Indian space with different business model. Their business model could be different, right? But online stores are available, and without putting much effort, one can shop from these online stores. There are factors which are impacting this online retailing, like changing lifestyle. People don't have time to visit to the shops or go to the market and purchase the things, right? What they prefer to order online or to purchase from these online stores. Then the time constraint, because people are busy nowadays, this helps in the growth of these online retailing stores, right? Vast availability of option to choose from, right? Yes, whenever you go to the market, you have to visit various shops, and they might have a limited options, right? But one can, these online options, these online retailing stores have many options, vast option. From these vast options, people can choose accordingly. Convenience of time and place of purchase. Anytime you can place the order, despite it's early morning or the late night or afternoon, right? So there is a convenience of time. There is a convenience of place. It is not required. From any place you can place the order, and if from any place, if you are placing your order from the office, you can get it at your doorstep or at your house, right? So it depends so it helps in there is a convenience of time and the place. Easy payment options are available, like you can pay through the credit card, through the debit card, through net banking, through UPI, or even cash on delivery is available. You get the product first and then deliver, then pay them, right? Promotion on social media due to their popularity. Social media influences us, and these social media also influences to shop online. Whenever you see ad on the social media, some influencers are there who are advertising the product of a specific company. This influences the people, and people tend to ends up buying the products online. Availability of door delivery of products and services, right? Your services will be delivered at your doorsteps, or product will be delivered at your doorstep. Even the services like house helps, right? Now there are the apps from which you can ask for the house helps, and within the stipulated time you will get the house help, and you will have to pay them on the basis of the on hourly basis, right? If you want some house cleaning services, there are the apps you can order those house services or want those house cleaning services, and you will get within the stipulated time the services will be delivered at your doorstep. Similarly, products could be delivered at your doorsteps. There are various challenges faced by the Indian retailers, like the customers' empowerment has increased the expectations of Indian customers, right? Because now the customers are well educated because of globalization, because of liberalization, because of increase in the education level. The customer is empowered, right? So it has increased the expectations of the Indian customer, and this is not letting them consolidate the business in a competitive market. This industry needs to evolve in a way where every player has a room to sustain and grow, right? So they demands, they are more educated, their expectations are more, they demand the different type of the products. So it is required for the business to grow and evolve to sustain. If they want to sustain, business wants to sustain, the business has to evolve and grow and to, as per the requirements of the customers. The operating cost of retail is very high, right? The industry tries to counter this problem during the downturn or the renegotiation with the developers, but this was confined to the mall retailing. The operating system was quite high, right? Because you need a space, then you need the manpower who can interact with the customers, and many other electricity bills and other overheads are there. So the operating cost of retailing is very high. This is a basic challenge or a main challenge faced by the Indian retailer, right? And the expectations of Indian customer is quite high, and people move from one brand or from one retailer to another retailer where they get some benefits. So these are the challenges faced by the Indian retailer. The other issues related to real estates are the time consuming process of title clearances, right? To open a store with all facilities, the retailer has to seek n number of clearances from the n number of departments, right? From various government agencies, right? And these government, as we all know that these government agencies are plagued with the red tapes, the inefficiencies and corruptions are there is there. So they have to face, to open up a retail store, they have to take up many type of the permissions. They have to visit from one office to one office or the another office, and there is a red taping type of a thing in Indian bureaucracy, right? And it delays or it increases or it demotivates the retailers, right? Especially in Indian market. They're changing, although the government, now the government is making changes in all these things, and the government has taken many steps to make these things easier for the retailer or the businesses, right? The changing consumption patterns in developing economy like India is also the biggest challenges for the retailer. The day of brand loyalty and few demands for exclusively consistent services provider is gaining momentum. To meet these demands, the industry needs to react in time, because now this customer, Indian customer is educated customer, right? And their expectations are different, right? Their expectations have been in they have different type of expectations, right? uh, they demands the different type of the products, right? Because they are educated, aware now, right? And because of there is a change in the economic system, people have money, right? And they switch from one brand to another brand. It's not difficult, or it's the customer usually switch from one brand to another where they get few benefits, or or they get the product or the services which met their requirement. So this is the biggest challenge, to keep the customer satisfied or to retain the customer and to get a new customer. Although to get a new customer is easy thing, but to retain a customer is really difficult, and this is one of the main challenges faced by the retailers in the Indian marketing, that is the retailing of the customer. And for the retaining of the customer, the businesses has to evolve themselves from time to time. Challenges on the labor front includes the limited supply of the trained workforce and laws, which hinders the smooth operations as per the standard operating procedures of the organizations. Right? Although manpower is available, workforce is available, but the availability of trained workforce is a challenge. Right? So getting trained workforce is one of the challenges for a business nowadays. Now there are various laws which creates hindrances in the smooth operations of these standard operating procedures. Consumer goods marketers require a drastic change in their mindset and hence their strategies while dealing with the modern retailer as against the traditional kiranas. Right? Because of the change in economic status, because of the change in the education, because of the availability of the uh, information, because of the increased knowledge base, people are more aware about the market, about their needs, about their requirements, who can fulfill their needs. So it is required that marketers need to change their mindset, their strategies, to meet the requirement of the retailer as well as of the customer, so that they can achieve the targets. Right? What all are the factors essential for the successful retailing? The first factor is the good understanding of the competition, a competitive scenario specific to location and the business model. So first is, you should understand the business model. What type of business model is required for that particular market? And second thing is the competition. It is important that one should be aware about competition. It is important to do the SWOT analysis, that one should know the strength, weakness, opportunities, and the threats. Right? So, good understanding of competition is required, and good understanding of competition and business model is required. Regular updates about the changing taste and preferences of the customers in the catchment areas, because the customers' taste changes regularly, right? Or it changes at faster pace. So it is required that a regular updates about the changing taste and the preferences of customers in the customer area, in the catchment area, is required. This may be the consequence of changing demographics in the catchment area, evolution of the broader consumer ecosystem. Updating inventory on the regular basis, right, on the changing market dynamics and the customer preferences. So one should update the inventory on the basis of the consumer demands and the preferences on the market dynamics. Right? Conducting the third party audit once in a year for unbiased identification of the lacunas in the functioning of the stores. So all these are required, that is the good understanding of the competition, right, understanding of the business model, regular updates about the changing taste of the consumers, regular updation of the inventory as per the market or as per the taste of the consumers, right, conducting the third party audit once in a year for unbiased identification of the lacuna in the functioning of the stores. What are there are the various career perspectives in retailing? What all are the career perspectives in retailing? There are profiles in the back end operations, even though it is although all these are the back end operations, but very much required, like vendor management executive. Vendor management executives are responsible for handling all vendors who supplies the merchandises to the outlets. Right? You that vendor management executive is in direct touch of the vendors who supplies the merchandise to the outlets, and they maintain a list of all the vendors who can be approached to supply the quality merchandise at the right time to the store, so that store is able to meet the demand of customers and could maintain the stocks, right? So vendor stock management executive, right, is vendor management, sorry, vendor management executive could be one profile, a back-end profile. Then warehousing executive, a warehousing executive is one who works with the vendor management team to ensure that right type of merchandise in the right quantity is maintained in the store, warehouse, or at the redistribution center, so that the inventory should be there, right? There should be no chaos. You should be able, that the business should be able to supply the product as per the demand of the customer. That the inventory should not be more than the demand, should not be less than the stock required to manage. This merchandise can be delivered to the store in the least possible time, so that the store is neither overstocked or out of stock at any part of time. So warehousing executive, vendor executive, warehousing executive, then the category management executive is responsible for generating profitability of one or more categories in the store, depending on the store size as well as the category in question. The profile suggests ensuring the placement of a right mix of the products, brands, SKUs in the assigned categories. It also coordinates the backend team for timely availability of required SKU, that is the stock keeping unit. So category management executive tells it is responsible for generating the profitability of one or more categories in the store, right? It maintains, or the category in the question, right? It maintains it the profile. This category management executive suggests in the placement of the right mix of the products, brands, and the stock keeping unit, which type of the product is required, which brand is required, what should be the stock keeping unit, right? All these are the responsibility of the category management executive. These are the back end profiles. The operational profile, then there are the certain operational profiles. Operational profile like department executive or the management. Department manager is responsible for one department or the floor, or maybe even a category if the category is too big, right? In the store, I report the store manager. A department executive would be reporting to the department manager, right? In a very large store, as the department is too huge to be managed by the one department manager, right? So department executive or manager, a department manager is the one who takes care of the one floor or the category or the department, right? Then the manager retail operations, the role of the department manager retail operation is to plan, coordinate the functioning of the store as per SOPs, that is standard operating procedures, laid down by the head office. It includes the store opening and closing activities, inventory audit, supervising visual merchandising scheme, and handling the store level human resource issues. So, first is department manager, take care of a specific department, then the manager, whole manager, retail operations, take care of the take care of the planning, coordination, right, of the and the functioning of the store. It takes care of the closing and opening of the store activities, inventory of the store, supervising and handling the human resources issues, right? Then the visual merchandiser, as the name suggests, they are responsible for giving the desired look to the store's brand by coordinating with the retail communication team, back-end operation team, and the brand management team. Visual merchandiser, right? They are responsible for the giving the desired look to the store's brand, right? Business development role includes setting up the new stores in the chain, or maybe closing or relocating of poor performing stores. Business development executive or business development manager right? In order to set up the new stores, business development team conduct the locational analysis, right? Negotiate the landowner for lease of the space, work out the plan of the store, merchandises of the store, positioning in the local market, and stocking the relevant merchandises. Once the store is operational, they hand over the charges to the concerned store manager and proceed to set up the another store. So all these are the operational positions or the profiles. So there are certain backend profiles and the certain positional profiles available in the organized retail stores. Concepts of retailing, right? The earlier generation, including those born in early 90s, right? They were used to stock from the kirana store, but now time is changing. The demands and the taste of consumer is changing. Now they want to shop from the modern retailer outlets, right? So. It is required, right? The modern shopper have a different priorities and they view shopping as a leisure and entertaining activities, right? And they also may settle for the convenience if they seem to be desirable for a specific situation, and one should take care of all these things, right? So to meet the requirement of the new consumer, right, the business is required to make changes as per the expectations or needs of the consumer, right? The new consumer is attracted by the acquaintance or the personalized behavior of executive, right? Who can make them comfortable. So it is required that whenever the consumer enters the store, it is required that someone should attend the consumer, make them comfortable, right? Feel them, make them comfortable, and they should help them in suggesting the thing, or if they want any help, one should be there to help them out, right? But again, there is another aspect, right? It should be there, but few wants, few custom there are the customer who know what they want, and don't ask for they don't want any sort of assistance from anyone. Ask them for the assistance only if they want the assistance, then only assist them. Otherwise don't assist them, because they have different priorities, right? They have different priorities. Someone should be there to assist them and should be ready to help them out. It should not be like that they are looking for someone and no one is there for the assistance. This gives a bad impression, and people might, or the customer might not ever turn back or will not come again to that customer, to that store. So that executive should be there, should present there, and should help them if they ask for the assistance. And if they don't ask for the assistance, let them purchase or let them decide what they want to purchase, right? And nowadays customer is attracted by the brands. They expect the fresh and quality stocks, that's too in the huge variety. So it is important for a retailer to take care the expectations of the customers or the demand of the customer, and should stock those products which are in demands or which are liked by the uh, customers. They prefer to indulge in the credit or the debit card payment. Therefore, the modern retailer are characterized by offering the fun and the leisure, providing all avenues of online transactions with the credit facility. Like they are right. It is that nowadays people don't prefer to pay in cash. They would prefer to pay through the cards, either through the credit card, debit card. through UPI. Even if they want to pay, they prefer UPI rather than carrying a cash, right? So all these facilities, the facility of debit card payment, credit card payment, or UPI, or even if they want to pay in cash, they should, that all facilities, payment facilities should be available in the store. And and at times, if customer is purchasing a product which is costly enough, or a costlier product, if they want any credit facility, the store should be able to provide that credit facility. If store can provide those credit facilities to the consumer, it creates a bond between the consumer and the store, right? So it is important nowadays, right, that that store should provide the credit facility to the consumer, right, so that they should not think twice before purchasing the product, right? Shoppers are involved in utilitarian shopping for high involvement categories like air conditioners or any other things, right? So there should be able to there should be able to see the products, compare the products. The product should be available in the store. The utilitarian product should be available in the product, and the products of different brands should be available, so that they could compare and contrast the products, and some assistance should be provided while they were purchasing these type of the product, right? And one should provide offers or the credit facility, right, which helps the customer, or which helps the customer, or to buy that product, right? While customers purchasing offline prioritizes the hedonic benefit over the utilitarian or both benefits. Some hedonic benefits are very important, like credit facilities, right, or other off facilities, like we are providing off, or you are providing some other gifts with those type of the products. As with hedonic benefits, they prioritize the hedonic benefits over the utilitarian, or maybe both benefits. The value of the services being offered at the store and overall experiences of relaxed and satisfied shopping, that matters a lot, right? Those hedonic benefits also includes that how the customer felt and the while he was shopping from that particular store, how you assisted him. All this plays a very important role, right? There are certain cultural, psychological, demographical diversities which impacts the purchasing behavior of the customer, right? And therefore, the retail chains have to be sensitive to these issues while operating across the different cities or the countries, right? As per the changes in the culture, psychology, there are the different psychologies of the people in the different countries and the town, and the retail chain should take care of all these things, right? The ability to try out or experience the product at model retail has turned impacted the consumer behavior, right? In many stores, you can try out the product, right? You can test that product before purchasing that product. It impacted the consumer behavior. The situation created by the retailer in the store provides an overwhelming environment for availing that experience. The ambience of store further act as an influence in swaying the customer decisions. The ambience plays an important role. How you have placed the product, it plays a very important role. That at times the display initiate that display impacts the purchasing behavior, or the ambience impacts the purchasing the psychology. It impacts the psychology of customer, and in turns it impacts the consumer decisions. Some retailer provide the additional space for children in store to play and thus provide a stress-free shopping for the young parents, right? And this turns out to be outing for the whole family, and people prefer to come to those stores because of the good experiences with those stores. The floor shop salesperson role cannot be underestimated because the assistant plays a very important role, right? That is the customers without, because at times the customer wants the assistance. If someone is not there, then they feel irritated, right? They might not purchase anything and will move to some other store, right? Or much of the interference of the salesperson even can create hindrance in the shop, or can irritate the customer and create hindrance in the shopping, right? So the role of the salesperson is very important, and salesperson should take care as per the needs and the requirement of the customer. The experience is not limited to the brick and mortar stores, but are also being adapted to the online retailer, right, through augmented reality or the virtual reality, right? So we should take care of all these things in retailing. There is a wheel of retailing, right? There are 4 stages of retailing. The first stage of retailing is the entry stage, the second stage is the growth stage, then stabilizing stage, and fourth stage is the compete stage. First phase is the entry phase, right? This is the mainly of the start phase of the retail business, in which a new player enters in the market, right? Unless the store has a strong backing and the finances, right, it would start at the lower scale, right, with the product at the lower cost and the high discounts to attract the customers, right? It is an entry phase. If you don't have a strong backing or the finances, then what store do? That they will start with the lower scales, with the product of the lower cost, and they provide the discount to attract the customers. The business earns less margin so that they can make sure that the customer revisit the store again for better prices. This is the stage where new stores enters the market and tries to ensure the business is started. And this stage is where new stores enters and trying to start a business. Second phase is expansion or the growth phase. Once the business is established, the customers know about it and the store would have some standing in the market. Then comes the phase 2, that is the phase of expansion or the growth, and the business start expanding and try to earn better margins and the profits, right? They start earning, expanding more and try to earn better margins and the profits. In this stage, more products and more customers are added to fuel the growth. This is important stage as it leads to displacement, to establishment of a player in the market. This expansion stage, because you are expanding, you are that you have started a business, right? People know about you, right? Now you have started expanding the business. Now you try to earn better profit margin, and in this stage you add more product and the customers, and it is very important stage because it leads to the establishment of the player in the market. Third stage is the stabilization stage. On the retail business, right, the phase 3 focus mainly on the stabilization of the business with constant improvement and focus on the service quality and the profits. Stabilization stage, what the retail business do, they focuses on the service quality. What type of the quality, what type of the services are you providing? They provide focuses on the quality of the services as well as on the profits. Here the business try to focus on the brands, partnership, alliances, innovation to keep the business running at the good margin, right? That is in this phase you try to focus on the brands, what type of brands you are offering to the customers. You are focusing on the partnership, your alliances, and innovation, how you can innovate your business, right? So that your business keeps on running and you can earn profits. Parallelly, focus on capture new opportunities and the growth as well. This is a critical phase where the retail business needs to keep focus intact, because this is very important and crucial phase. So it is important for the retail business to keep the focus intact. The fourth phase is the competition phase in this stage. As per the will, the retailing concept, the competitor or the new challenges would come up for the retailer, right? In this stage, the retailer would mostly move to the high prices and high margin product and services to keep the business running, right? In competition, when the more people or the one more people come into the business, it increases the competition. The competitor or the new challenges would come up for the retailer, right? And the retailer would mostly move to a high price and the high margin product and services to keep the business running. Now we can classify the retailers, right? Can classify the retailers on the basis of ownership. Based on ownership, first is independent stores having a single outlet. In India, 98% of store belongs to this category. Single outlet, single independent store, having single outlet. Chain of stores across the cities and towns. This category account for 25% in advanced economies, but are very less number in India. Example, Tanesh, right? Example is Stenbex, right? Chain of stores across the cities and towns, right? This accounts for 25% only in advanced economies and but very less in India. Leased department store, where department in the stores is rented by the manufacturer in lieu of rent for utilizing that space, right? So leased departmental store is what store where the department in the store, where one department in store is rented by the manufacturer in lieu of rent or utilizing that space. That is the leased departmental stores. Or franchising, the franchisors lays down the norm for the franchisee to operate the outlet in lieu of royalty to be paid to the franchisor for utilizing the business model. Example is there are various franchises like franchisee of Pizza Hut, Domino's, or McD's, or Burger Kings. Right, these are the franchises. Right, so franchisor in franchises laid down the norms for the franchisors who want to take the names, who want to use the names, right, and who want to operate the outlet and want to use the name of that particular brand, that they have to pay a royalty, right, to the royalty to that brand, to the franchisor for utilizing that business model. They want their business model, their name, right? Then the franchisor has to pay a royalty to the owner or to the franchisor, right? Franchisee has to pay the role to the pay to the franchisor to use that business model. Then vertical marketing system, where the manufacturer has a stake in the business of all channel members till the retailing stage. This is the vertical marketing, that is the manufacturer has a stock or has a stake in the business in all channel members till the retailing stage. That is manufacturer, retailer, that is manufacturer, wholesaler, retailers, they have a stake in the business of all channel members till the retailing stage, right? So that is on the basis of the ownership. Independent store, chain store, lease store, franchisee, vertical marketing system. And then the convenience stores are there. Convenience stores are located in every possible nook and corner of the society and carry over 1,000 SKU stock keeping unit. They are generally over the counter service outlet known as the kiranas in India, right? Like kirana stores in India, that is the convenience stores that is located in every nook and corner of the city and carry out thousands of stock keeping units. Thousands of things. They keep the thousands of things and they are generally over the counter service outlet. You ask for the thing, they will provide you the thing, right? Known as kiranas. Then the supermarket, large food stores, 4,000 to 5,000 square feet, but sells other daily needs consumable as well, like super bazaar, Reliance Fresh outlet in some cities and others are the supermarket, metro, right? All these are the supermarket. Then the box stores are there. They are essentially discount stores, but also sell lower priced private labels, right? That is their own labels, like B Mart, right? All these are the box stores. They sell the they are the discount stores because they sell the lower priced private labels, lower priced products, and they even sell their own brands or products, right? Then the hypermarket, very large size store within the area of 50,000 or 100,000 square feet, like Pantaloon, Hypercity, and Trent. They offer the huge range of merchandise, that is the grocery, household items, apparels, footwear, etc. All these are the hyper markets, right? Then the general merchandise, right? General merchandise is departmental store. Departmental store, how they are huge store of over 10,000 square feet, largely dominated by the apparels. Departmental store, right? That is their size is they are of huge size. Brand oriented stores can be classified on the basis of the varieties of brands stocked by them, right? And they can be the exclusively brand outlets, right? They carry, that is the exclusive brand oriented outlets, like they carry the products of that particular brands or of those particular brands. On the way that we brand oriented is, stores can be classified on the basis of variety of brands stocked by them, right? They are the exclusive brand outlets, EBOs. Then the merchandising decision of stocking exclusive brand can be a key differentiator in itself, like IKEA, like IKEA with its own brand of furniture, Zara, the garment retailer of Spain, and Gap are popular example of these strategies, right? That they store, that is, they keep the merchandise of a exclusive brand. They can be exclusive brand outlet. Example is Zara. Example is now they are the exclusive brands, right? Or IKEA. This strategy gives a lot of flexibility to the retailer regarding the positioning. This subsequently translates into the breadth and the depth of the assortment on offers as well as on the promotion surroundings them. Customers who are brand conscious prefer to visit these EBOs, that is the exclusive brand stores, who are brand conscious, right? And this EBOs helps the retailer in its positioning, right? Because they are exclusive brand shops, so it helps in positioning, right, to whom they want to cater, right? They subsequently translate into breadth and the depth of the assortment of the offers. On the basis of this, they could uh, decide the breadth and the depth of the assortment and the promotions. On the basis of this, they can promote their product because they are exclusively brand shops, exclusively brand oriented outlets, right? So their target area could be the some specific segment, right? So they can plan their marketing strategies or promotions accordingly, right? Then comes the multi-brand brand outlet or MBOs, stock multiple brands, maybe including their own brands like Reliance Retail Chain, Vijay Sales, or Metro. The objective is to provide more variety to customers in terms of brand, right? This part, this apart the traditional retailing, that is general trade, mostly are MBOs. Their overheads are low, which translates in their offering lower selling products, their locational convenience and familiarity of local population with these retailers have been the mainstay of the traditional MBOs, right? So traditional MBOs is multi-brand outlets are those which sell off the products of the multiple brands and even their own brands, right? And that is this apart the traditional retailing, that is the general traded, mostly are the MBOs. Offline formats are there. Now, cash and carry. That cash and carry is primarily a wholesaler specifically catering to the small retailers who buy in cash. Right? This is B2B business model, offering merchandising in bulk. Right? Then comes non-store based retailing, the fast-paced advancement in IT and AI and related emerging technology a paved way to contribute to the robustness of the transaction business, resulting in the fast development of non-retailing online platform. Then comes the catalog retailing. What is catalog retailing? Where the merchandise is sold by offering product catalog through salesperson. The customer can go through the catalog as per the convenience and can place the order with the salesman. Example is Amway, Tupperware, Oriflame, and many others. Modi Care, right? With the emergence of online, even they can now switch to the hybrid marketing strategy involving their online as well as offline channels, right? So catalog retailing is there. That is you can offer the you can go through the catalog and can place the order through salesperson. Then automated vending machines are there, right? They are impersonal form of retailing meant for sell lesser priced routine products like cigarettes, cold drinks, coffee, mineral water. They are very common and popular in Western countries, but in India they are generally focused in airport, metro station, and some bigger station, right? But the most popular service provided by India is related to dispensing of cash and retail customers of banks. Then video kiosk is there. These are interactive video terminal connected to the retailer's server. A customer can serve through the merchandise offered by the retailer and place the order, even make the payment of the same instantaneously. You might have seen in many outlets like in many Domino's or McDonald's outlets, this video kiosk is available, right? That you can serve through the merchandise or the menu, and you can offered by the store, and you can place the order, and even you can make the payment instantaneously or even at that time. The order merchandise is delivered at the customer doorstep or at the table, right? And they are generally found in the lobby of premium hotels or high traffic areas like railway station, or even in some restaurants, right? This video kiosk is available. Blade and click model of retailing. Then again, this is important model of retailing. Advent of internet technology services resulted in emergence of brick and click model, which could be visualized as retailing. Restoring is this brick and click. Brick and click model of retailing means what? That store is present, offline store is present, as well as you can order that product online. Customers feel more empowered to decide their purchase and increasingly resorting to the online purchases. However, a large section of population find it convenient through the traditional brick and mortar stores, right? That is offline store, either due to the lack of comfort with online activities, or because of lack of touch and feel, or because of distrust, right? So people prefer to more majority of people prefer to purchase offline, that is through brick and mortar stores. But now brick and click model is also, available. Brick and click is that you can either buy through the buy from store, or the same product of the same brand can be purchased from purchased online. This is brick and click, right? Suppose if you want to purchase a product, if you want to purchase a apparel from W for women's, right? There are these stores presents with the name of W, and even you can order the same product online by going on their site, right? Evolution of malls versus stand-alone stores, right? Malls constitutes a new shopping experiences for shoppers in the tier 1 and tier 2 cities, and provide wholesome experiences to their visitors due to varieties of offerings, right? That typical mall comprises of the anchor stores. Anchor stores means what? Anchor stores are the large departmental stores of the hypermarket located at the prime position of the mall. They are also referred as the signature store specific to a mall. Anchor stores means, anchor is what? Anchor store is that store, right? People visit to that mall because of the presence of that store there. They usually come to that store, that mall, because they want to purchase from that store. Example is a Reliance store could be the anchor store, Metro store could be the anchor store, any other store could be the anchor store of any of the larger any of the mall. So anchor stores are the larger basically the departmental store of hypermarket, right? They are located at the prime location of the mall. Small departmental are the apparel stores, like they are the multi-brands outlets or exclusively brand outlets. People visit to the malls for the multi-brands outlet, like Pantaloon and Globus. They carry, or they contain various type of the multi-brands product, right? They have multi-brands products, while the exclusive people, there are certain exclusive brand outlets like Zara, Venusen, Louis Phillips, right? Food courts showing varied varieties of eateries. Common maintenance area meant for usage of tenants of that mall, as well as the showcasing some promotional events for tenants to payments of the nominal fees. Standalone store refers to the store which is present on the higher street but are not only part of any mall, right? Why there are standalone stores? Standalone stores are those stores which are present on the high street but are not a part of any mall. The choice of being a present in the mall or the stand alone depends on the various factors like strategic location, amount of visibility available to the store, rent, size, store's intended positioning, and the whole issue boils down to the profitability of the stores, right? So these are the few things we discussed today, and we'll continue with this in our next lecture. Thank you very much. Namaskar.